the Book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy bridges the Israelites' journey from Egypt to the Promised Land. It features Moses' speeches to the new generation. In chapter 5, Moses reiterates the Ten Commandments. The commandments are presented as a covenant with God. They were reminded of their history and obligations to God. Why did Moses find it necessary to repeat the Ten Commandments? 40 years had passed since the Israelites received the law at Sinai. A new generation, unfamiliar with the first-hand experience of Mount Sinai, now stood on the cusp of a new era. Moses understood the human tendency to forget, especially in times of transition. By reiterating the law, he aimed to ensure its preservation and to instill its importance in the hearts and minds of the next generation. The repetition of the law was not merely a matter of reciting words, but of renewing a covenant. Each generation was called to embrace the law as their own, to internalize its principles and to live them out in their own context. Deuteronomy 5 reminds us that God's word is not static but living and active, capable of speaking to every generation and every situation. The Ten Commandments, a divine blueprint. The Ten Commandments, enshrined within Deuteronomy 5, provide a framework for understanding God's character and expectations. They are not arbitrary rules, but rather expressions of God's holiness and His desire for human flourishing. These commandments address fundamental aspects of life, encompassing our relationship with God, our neighbors, and ourselves. The first 4 commandments focus on our relationship with God, emphasizing His uniqueness, prohibiting idolatry, and calling for reverence and respect. The remaining 6 commandments govern our relationships with others, promoting respect for life, family, property, and truth. Taken together, the Ten Commandments offer a blueprint for a just and compassionate society. By reflecting on the Ten Commandments, we gain insights into God's priorities and His vision for human flourishing. Honoring parents, a timeless value. Among the Ten Commandments, the commandment to honor parents holds a special place. In Deuteronomy 5:16, it is expressed as, "Honor your father and your mother as the Lord your God has commanded you." This commandment emphasizes the importance of family and the respect due to those who have nurtured and cared for us. Honoring parents goes beyond mere obedience. It encompasses love, gratitude, and care for their well-being, especially in their old age. In a world where family structures are increasingly diverse, the principle of honoring parents remains relevant. It reminds us of the importance of respecting those in authority and appreciating those who have shaped our lives. By honoring our parents, we acknowledge the sacrifices they have made and the love they have shown. Remembering the Sabbath, rest, and renewal, the Sabbath commandment, nestled among the 10, stands out as a countercultural practice, even today. Deuteronomy 5:12 states, "Observe the Sabbath day by keeping it holy as the Lord your God has commanded you." The Sabbath, a day of rest and worship, served as a tangible reminder of God's creative power and His provision for His people. It offered a respite from the demands of daily life, a time for spiritual reflection, and an opportunity to nurture relationships. In a world obsessed with productivity and achievement, the Sabbath principle remains profoundly relevant. Taking time for rest and renewal is not a luxury, but a necessity for our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. The Ten Commandments are often framed in the negative, "You shall not," but within these prohibitions lies a profound affirmation of life and human dignity. The commandments against murder, adultery, theft, false witness, and coveting serve as boundaries, protecting individuals and society from harm. These prohibitions reflect God's heart for justice, compassion, and wholeness. They remind us that our actions have consequences, not only for ourselves, but also for others. When we violate these boundaries, we create ripples of pain and brokenness that can extend far beyond ourselves. By living within these boundaries, we contribute to the creation of a just and compassionate world. Are you ready for the next chapter? Just click here to go straight to it.